Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming. Let's talk a little bit of 49er football. If you stick around, you might hear one of my dad jokes. Well, good morning. Good morning. I have my good buddy Wolf, and it's one of those great days. It's Easter Sunday, and I'm glad you guys are here. Hopefully, you can join us. Maybe you got a cup of coffee with you, or someone really nice to sit next to and listen to this. We're just gonna go off a little bit. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna keep it a short show. Won't go too long. We might go to an hour. We might go to 30 minutes. So stick around. And again, if you stick around, you might hear one of my dad jokes. Wolf, how you been, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's definitely stressful. I'm working my butt off. So that's why we had to start the show at 10 a.m. and I'm glad I did. It took advantage of the extra hour of sleep. I still got the sleepy eyes. Yeah, man, I've been pulling like 16-hour days, 6 days a week. So it's been crazy, man. But I miss you guys. Glad to be here with you and glad I have a cup of coffee too.
Yeah. Well, I got CG. He came in. He said, "Yo, I got No Border Sports. We know Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, CG."
Yeah,
Yeah, working those hours, dude. I got to ask, not to get too personal, but have you grown a little bit of extra hair on the chest?
bro, I can't grow chest hair.
Oh man.
I can't. It trips people out. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, do you shave your arms? I'm like, no, I don't shave my arms, bro. We don't grow facial hair. We don't grow chest hair. We don't grow any of that stuff. I got a little bit here and there. Like I
I
can't grow a
said next
beard. I
leg
can't do any of it.
because
You should see how.
one of those things they say in when you get your ears lowered, you got your hair cut, right? Or
Mm,
working long time, you grow a deeper voice, you grow some hair on your
yeah.
chest or something. So it's one of those things I caught from my grandfather. But
Nah.
hey, um tell me a little bit more. What are you doing, man? You've been working a lot. You still get to see the family. So is this your only day off in the week?
Yeah, it's been tough. Great opportunity for sure. But I do make that joke too, like you said, like when people take a shot of whiskey or like something like that, I'll be like, this is some stuff that'll put some hair on your chest. But yeah, it's been wild, man. 16-hour days. I'll see my kids and the wife like half hour to an hour and then go to sleep. And it's really cool. It's home improvement company. So instead of building the houses and putting the stuff on, doing the hard labor, now I'm on the flip side. I'm doing the contracting basically. And so I'm just meeting with families and making stuff affordable for them. Like I specialize in roofs right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I get them a brand new roof with a lifetime warranty, and I make it tailored to their budget. So monthly payments if they want to go that route and stuff. It's really cool.
That is cool. Like when you get to help somebody, and like it doesn't mean like you're paying the groceries every day or paying
Hmm.
their rent, but when you get to physically help somebody, and it's something that helps them over a long period of time, it really makes you feel good. Like I'm a maintenance guy too, and I feel like when I paint the apartment, like I do a full paint, you're moving into the apartment and you feel good. I feel good because every crevice got painted, right? It smells
Yeah.
new. Same thing. It's like when you put someone, a new AC in, they don't really think about it right then. They're like, oh, I got a new AC, right? But then when it's the middle of the summer and that thing's working the right way, or the same thing with just like a
and the air
refrigerator.
and the air coming in don't smell musty.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
why? You pulled their filter out and you changed it. You sprayed their
Yeah.
coils and stuff like
Yeah.
that. All that little preventive maintenance stuff that people don't necessarily notice.
Hmm.
That's what makes like sometimes like a superhero a real superhero. Because you went the extra distance. So when you can like do that and you're helping somebody, maybe low income housing, or you're helping somebody maybe that just barely is making it, dude. Right on. That's what's up. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm glad I found you or
Yeah.
you
I
found
like
me.
it, and
Maybe.
it's something I can stand by, so I enjoy it. Both sides, all sides of it. It's really cool.
I want Tony to make me a shirt that says "I know stuff." That like maintenance man shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know everything, but I know the little things. Like that. What's that gasket called? I know what that is.
Yeah.
So
Actually, one of the families I helped the other day, um, another veteran. I've been going to a lot of veterans homes, and this one was an Army veteran, and I just happened to notice the Giants and Cowboys or not regalia, what's the word for it? Memorabilia. They
Uh-huh.
had and the dude actually said he's a Giants fan, New York Giants fan, and he said he had a Joe Montana and somebody else. Of course, I only remember the Joe Montana out of it, but he had an autographed thing that he inherited from his stepdad that he got for his stepdad that he passed away. His stepdad was a 49ers fan. He
Hmm.
passed away, so he ended up getting it back. It was an autographed Joe Montana football.
That's crazy. All right.
Right?
So, like I'm not trying to, top that. I can't really top that because when something's been inherited, it's been inherited. But sometimes when you find one man's trash, it's another man's treasure. So
Yeah.
sometimes people move out of, places and stuff like that. And my brothers all work for the maintenance company, just at different properties. And they found this. And they're not 49er fans.
Oh my God.
It's signed. It's got a bunch of memorabilia cards on it. There's a plaque. I can't get it up to. Well, I'll have to screenshot it one day
Is
and
there any
put it up.
way you can slice like the right side where I get 3 cards, you get 3 cards, and you get the big portrait?
But it's so heavy, I haven't been able to put it up yet. I got to figure out one place to put it. That it's not going to
Yeah.
get knocked off
Got to
because I
find a
don't want.
stud for that
Yeah,
one.
and I'm just like, okay, one day it'll go up on the wall, but that's something neat. So it's like again,
Hell
like
yeah,
sometimes
man.
people just they can't take everything, or maybe for whatever reason that got left, but that goat didn't go in the trash. That's
That's
going.
crazy. Oh, you know what? Let me show you guys something. Cause we have we have a bookstore. I never got to show this on my show because I got it recently, probably a
Mm-hmm,
couple weeks ago. And so we have this bookstore. It's called Bookman's here in Flagstaff. I saw they
mm-hmm,
have some in Phoenix too, but they sell like it's almost like a pawn shop too. At the same time, they'll sell like musical instruments that people trade in or
mm-hmm.
sell to them. Bunch of used stuff, used video games, brand new video games, all that stuff. So you'll find Nintendo 64 games. They got a section for GameCube games, Sega Dreamcast, and I
Oh,
found
you said it. I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask about the Dreamcast.
yeah. Do you know why that's significant?
Why is that significant?
I'm about to show you.
Let's see it.
Still got the price tag on there. I got to take it off. But check this out, man.
Oh
Ah,
my gosh.
that's a
Yeah,
Sega Genesis copy of the video game with Joe Montana on it. This is the back of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Joe
I had
Montana
the
football.
what year is that one?
I'm not sure.
Probably 1990 or something, huh?
I don't see anything on. Let me see. I don't see any year on there. But yeah, man, I thought that was really dope. I had to get it. I couldn't not get it for the
Yeah,
collection, man. That was
yeah.
so cool. And it comes with the
I
actual
don't
game,
see it.
so if I ever get a Genesis, I can actually play it too.
Okay, so that was what I was gonna say is I had a Sega, but we only had Sonic. We had Sonic, then
Mhm.
we had the Sonic game with there was 4 games, and then we had I had a football game and I found it at the flea market and it had I want to say it was like 1995 Madden. And it was fun. It was Timco. I think it was Timco. But the only play I could really do is fake punt, and I'd drop back and I would throw the ball. And all my guys would run down. I could score a touchdown. But if I tried to run or I tried to pass short, it wasn't working for me. But um, yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So yeah, now you got to get a Sega. If anybody knows any Segas or have a Sega or wants to part off of theirs, hit us up on Twitter and let's make it happen for the Wolf. You can probably get
Yeah.
one for like $100, a good one.
Yeah.
So
You could find
um,
them. If you're lucky, you could find one for like $40. It just depends on the person, right? You go on Facebook Marketplace.
mhm.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have a big collection of video game stuff too as well, like Super Nintendo, the Mario 64 and stuff like that. Eventually,
I
in
went
time.
I went like last year, and I went to go ahead and buy my daughter a Super Nintendo, and I guess I really bought it for myself because she's not playing it too much. But I got her the Super Mario World game with the Yoshi and stuff, and that game, I'm pretty good at that game, and she's been
Yeah.
playing it a little bit, and we've been
He
having a
said
lot of fun.
not to toot my own horn, but toot toot.
Yeah, Mario
Hell yeah.
game,
Hey,
that's the
hey.
one.
Oh yeah. What's up, my guy? Good to see you too.
Good to see you, Wolf.
You got your coffee?
You guys are talking about old school video games. I actually have some cartridges for the Nintendo 64 in the other room. I haven't gone through them in years though.
Yeah, me too. I'll show you guys some. But did you see this? Sega Genesis.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
found
nice.
it in the used video games, and it actually has the everything in there. So it actually comes with the video game and everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Back in the day. So now everybody's gonna go.
I mean, you still have all
Go.
the paperwork and stuff. That's what's nice.
Huh? Yeah, totally. Good condition, not scraped up or anything all crazy. But everybody go hit eBay and find their own copy now.
Yeah, yeah, make his more valuable,
Yeah, that too. That too.
Gotta bring the value up. So, yeah, that's awesome.
I
Super
love
awesome.
David's name down there. My trash greater than lambs.
Yep. Well, we've had this guy Jim Everett the Great. I'm sure you remember him.
Yeah.
We've had him come in like he's following everyone in the group. So I just have to remind him about what's going on there.
Yeah, Jim.
Has he called in with you guys?
No, he won't call in. Some people think he might be Rudy. Some people think he might be Steve-O. I don't think he's Steve-O, but he definitely should call in one day. He'll say stuff like Rudy, and then he'll jump out real quick. So
I've seen them both in the chat at the same time though before, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if they're using two different tablets, or devices or something like that, but it's a little weird. But
just a matter of time before he chimes in, starts dropping his comments.
Well, what we've discovered lately is there's a couple different Rudy accounts out there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So because it says Familiar Sports Report RSR, that does not mean it's actually Rudy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that before I got done with my channel was he was having that issue. Somebody was posing as him and leaving like crazy comments. That's interesting. So what's on the 49er agenda today?
Well, basically, like I was talking a little bit, we have a new chief, a former 49er. Can anybody take a guess? Breaking news. Yep. You can't guess then.
Yeah.
I literally just dragged out of bed, so I have no idea.
Uh-oh.
Well, the great Richie James, YTC, you'll love this, is now a Kansas City Chief.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. Does that make the Chiefs Super Bowl savior now? Yeah, the Giant savior.
He was the best wide receiver on their team. He really was.
He was their only wide receiver there for a minute. So I don't know. He had some really good plays, but he wasn't always consistent. And then when he was, we were using other people at different times. But there would be times where no one would be around him, and he'd catch the ball and he'd have a big play. But then there'd be those same times he'd be right there, and no one would be around him, and he'd drop the play. Ball.
That was the big thing.
So I think maybe that's why the Giants moved off of him, or maybe it's his size. I don't know. But the Giants need wide receivers. So why are you gonna? I don't know. Danny Dimes can't throw to himself. He could try.
Yeah, I bet they plan on drafting a couple. And with that's the thing is with the free agent market at wide receiver this year being, there weren't any top tier number ones on there. So, you can only get so much off of that. And then, now you have the draft, which is definitely hit and miss. You could find a guy, you could draft a guy that's not going to be on the team a year from now. So, yeah, I honestly think they're going to take a couple wide receivers.
I don't understand why you wouldn't help Daniel Jones build upon the season they had last year. Now, it wasn't great, They still got their butt whooped here and there, and they won a lot of close games. So, it came down to pretty good coaching and stuff like that. But why not build upon that? Keep a consistent receiver that Daniel Jones already has chemistry with. I don't understand, but it is what it is. Maybe he outpriced himself. I doubt that. I don't know. But the Chiefs just got a pretty good wide receiver as long as he's going to catch the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's a veteran now. He's learned through some of his rookie mistakes. He's probably learned how to catch the ball when no one's around him. So, he probably just priced himself out. So, we were talking to this guy the other day. I don't know if you've seen any of the streams recently, but he's been on everybody's show. His name is Jason Hurley. He's a cap guy. He's a 49er cap guy. And he actually does the 49ers and the Vikings, I believe. But this dude, I'd love to have you on the show sometime and talk with this guy. This guy he can break it down to you. He can tell you what, what happened in the past and what's happening in the future and what what possibly can happen. So he brought up a really good point the other day, and he was saying with our rookie draft class, because we don't have people in the really high 30s, 2s, or 1s, we only have to pay like our top 50 players. And when you get closer up there, the first and seconds, they make more money. So we have a bunch of players. We have 11 picks, 3/3, and we have a lot of picks under that. We're not going to pick all of 11, but he's saying we're only going to have to spend like $100,000 on our rookies. So we will have potentially maybe about 2.4 million without renegotiating, restructuring anybody's contracts to go and still have money moving in after the draft. But the point I'm getting to is he said there's like 4 guys we could restructure and we could get close to 30 million. If you have 30 million,
what do you want to do with that 30 million?
Right? I mean, like I feel like a kid in a big candy store. I want to see what the draft happens, and I want to see who's still available. And if we can get 30 million, I mean, that means we'll still be able to sign Bosa. We'll still be able to sign Brandon Ayuk. This is 30 million for this year. Everything that happens next year, but ideally, there's a chance we can really go all in. We can really make a splash. So if you're going to make a splash, what do you think we need? Do we need another quarterback, or do we need an edge?
I think I know what you're leaning towards. Buying back a Mr. McFloppy. You gonna buy him back from the Broncos?
Nah, I don't. I think he's gone. I think we got our starter at right tackle on the field, on the team right now. And I want to see them put that big guy, the Spanish guy, the Mexican guy,
Alfredo Gutierrez.
Yeah, I want to see him out there instead of just carrying the flag out onto the field for the Mexico game. I want to see him actually get some snaps. See maybe that's what preseason's for, though, right? So, yep. And he supposedly doesn't count roster.
It's not McFloppy anymore. It's McChokeslammed. I'm sure you saw what happened, what Micah Parsons did to him.
Yeah, he got McFlopped. Yeah. McFloppy got McFlopped. Who drops on the deck and flops like a fish. Well, yeah, for me, it's the big thing is right tackle. But I hope we have a situation, like Hufanga, where he didn't get a buttload of playing time, and then he just comes on to the season and he just explodes out of nowhere and becomes a superstar. But at the offensive line positions, right? Like we got Larry Kruger talking about Nick Zakel, guys like that in camp that look really good and they're really promising. And hopefully they're taking this offseason to bulk up and they're ready to explode onto the scene and make a name for themselves coming into this year, man, because, Larry Kruger was one of the guys that called the whole Brock Purdy thing as well. Who else? He's really talking up Big Play Tay as well. That's another guy I want to see, Big Play Tay. I want to see what he can do. Because I could see a scenario where, we keep Brandon Ayuk and Debo goes elsewhere. And so I want to see what else we can do at wide receiver. Because maybe even Juwan Jennings prices himself out at some point. So I want to see some of these younger wide receivers get some reps and show us what they can do.
That's a good point.
Juwan Jennings hasn't signed his tag yet, guys. He hasn't signed his tag.
But I thought we signed him for 1 year, though.
But we tagged him. We tagged him. He has not signed that tag yet. He hasn't signed his contract.
Okay. Because I know they tagged him really cheap. Really cheap.
There may be something more going on there than we think. I think Jennings wants some money. Wants long-term stability.
Yeah, he does.
And that's probably why he hasn't signed his tag. But that's a situation we need to keep an eye on. That's for sure.
When you have a slogan as a player, your own slogan, I think you deserve some money, some respect,
Third and Juwan?
Yeah, not a 1 year, $1.5 million deal. Like, that's ridiculous, Third and Juwan, it's said for a reason. So he deserves whatever he has coming for him as far as his bank account.
Well, that's the same thoughts, like with Brandon Lloyd, Brandon Lloyd, he went to the Patriots, right? And he started playing better there. And who was the other guy? I don't want to say it was Brandon Lloyd. Who was the other guy that went to he was our red zone threat?
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne, thank you. Yeah. That's the other B I was trying to think of. And we let him go, and he goes over there, and he's their number one wide receiver. But on our team, he's only our third zone. Third read, maybe in the end zone if everybody else is blanketed or whatever. And that's kind of how I feel like with Juwan, they're not using him. And I also felt like they did that with Reed, the tight end / wide receiver. I know he got injured, but
Jordan
when they were throwing him the ball, so we have the ability to get other players that aren't necessarily like these marquee players or big household names opportunities to do something with the ball. So I think we better hold on to Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, we can't get rid of Kyle.
Shanahan.
Trust the Shanahan plan.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kyle Williams.
Yeah, we don't talk about him.
There's one thing.
We don't talk about.
He said I was having a good day.
There's one thing Kyle hasn't done yet. Win a Super Bowl. How long has he been here?
7 years.
7 years now.
7 years. Is he gonna be here 15 years and be Super Bowlers? He needs to win a Super Bowl. He is a 49er.
How long was Andy Reid in the Philadelphia before he got moved on?
I think it was 8 years.
Do we want Andy Reid? Do we want that scenario?
That's what I'm saying. We kind of are like the Eagles. We're like the Philadelphia Eagles in San Francisco because we've been to how many championship games? They went to like 5 and a Super Bowl and lost. We've been to 3 and 1 Super Bowl, 4 in the last 4 years, 3 in the last 4 years. I think we're already there.
I'm not content with making it to the NFC Championship game. Oh, yay, buddy.
No.
What a good season. I'm not content with that.
No.
I'm a 49er fan. I'm a 49er fan for life.
Yeah,
the 49ers, we don't. Oh, we made it to the NFC Championship game. What a great season. That's not the 49ers.
I have a
winning
question.
Winning Super Bowls.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys, though. As far as bringing in Sam Darnold, do you think Shanahan's going to continue in his ways of getting quarterbacks hurt, and he just wants to bring in a plethora of decent quarterbacks so that he can have insurance? Or do you think he's actually going to learn from his mistakes? Because I'm hoping that's not the case where, okay, I'm just going to bring in all these quarterbacks so I can continue to have quarterbacks because I'm going to continue to run my offense the same way. And if they get hurt, at least I got a guy behind them. Or do you think that, he just brought in Sam Darnold to compete with Trey Lance?
Well, I think he likes Sam Darnold. I think he liked Sam Darnold when Sam Darnold coming out of the draft. I think there's been players that he skipped on because he was trying to go for somebody else. We've criticized him for times like not going for Watson or Mahomes. And then there's been seasons after that they tried to make that happen, but then the massage parlor thing happened or whatever, and so we backed off of that. We wanted Stafford, but we didn't know he was actually in vacation with McVay. So there's been times, and then we wanted Sam Darnold last year too, and the Jets wouldn't let him go. That's really funny that the Jets wouldn't let him go, and they wouldn't trade up with us or trade back with us so we could go get Zach Wilson or something. It's really funny that the Jets were sold on Zach Wilson, and there was all this rumor back here that we were going to get Zach Wilson, not Mac Jones. The national media pushed Mac Jones, and with us staying at 12, we probably could have got him. But then they kept saying, "Oh, you need a superstar quarterback." Well, that's Thursday night, or right before the draft, we try to get Rodgers. So I'm not sure if Kyle still is in the same mindset that he has to be with just some random guy. He can win with any random guy, or if he's now thinking I can win with a superstar, I can make it work. Because we've even seen the reports that they were interested in on Brady, but Brady's backed out. So I think at this point he's trying to go after people that he's liked in the past, that he sees potential, he can work with. I think I don't know. Would you say Sam Darnold's more like Purdy or more like Lance, or maybe in between? Because he's bigger, he's stronger, he can take those deep shots. He's got a bigger arm than Purdy does. He might not be as mobile as Lance, but he can still get out. And I think he knows how to get down without getting hurt. So I would say in the long run around the tree or whatever we're talking about here is I think he's positioning himself with good quarterbacks. So if he does have one that goes down, he can rotate to the next one. I don't think he thinks any one of the quarterbacks on the team right now are scrubs. I think he thinks he can win with each one of them.
Anything, David?
No Border Sports is asking me how long do we wait, and then he's referring to how long do we hold on to Shanahan. And I mean, this next year, the team is not going to last forever. Our players are just getting older. We do got some great players. I mean, if they can keep the talent coming in and sustain what they have going on, then that makes this into a dynasty, which it's not yet, because we haven't even won a Super Bowl. So
you got to win two.
I'm at this point with this team. I'm saying 2 seasons. 2 seasons, then it's time to move on. He can't get it. He's not going to be able to get it done. I mean, look at the team that's on the field.
I feel that. The only thing is, I just don't. I know you guys have. I know you guys have heard me say it before. I just don't want a situation like Andy Reid where the Eagles did get rid of him, and then he ends up going to the Chiefs and learning from all his mistakes, putting that experience together, getting himself a quarterback, and then he builds a dynasty somewhere else, and we have to play against him. I just don't want that situation. Kyle's a young head coach at the end of the day, way younger than Andy Reid. So, I think he's taken his lumps in the road, but he's learned from them. Sometimes it takes him a lot longer than it should to learn from them, but I don't want that situation. I don't want to have to play against him once he's taken all this experience and taken it somewhere else.
Well, if Kyle's the genius that everyone's painting him to be, then his lessons should be getting learned mighty fast. They should be learned.
He's human, just like the rest of us.
Yes. So. But I also, when I get punched in the face, I'm not going to stand there and let the guy do it again, right? I mean, that's
that's the thing. He'll get punched in the face a couple times before he decides to step out of the way. So I do understand. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing is Kyle is human, and I think he gets a lot of blame for things, and I think he gets a lot of credit for things because of his last name. But the same sense with the Eagles, they let Andy Reid go, right? Then they shortly went to a Super Bowl right afterwards. Great, right? One and done.
Yep.
Look how many Super Bowls Andy Reid's been to, in that time. So I know he finally got his quarterback, but he had Alex Smith, and he was still very successful with Alex Smith. He was successful with McNabb, with Vic. So I'm like, I don't want to move off of him either. But yeah, you're right, David. At a certain point, you have to take the keys from the little kid. You have to say, put your toys up. You're whatever you got to do. I mean, we're not getting you another car. You have everything you need. you don't have excuses anymore. What, bad luck? Okay, bad luck is bad luck, and eventually, you have to you either have to go pick up the black cat and pet it and become friends with it, or you got to stay away from it. So I don't know what's happening with them because, at a certain point, if we trade, okay, and the whole thing too is our window is getting smaller because our players are getting older. So it's great that we keep adding players and stuff like that, but the core people that we wanted to win a Super Bowl, Joe Staley's gone, right?
Yeah.
He retired. We wanted him to win a Super Bowl. We wanted Frank Gore to win a Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Then we get Richard Sherman on our team, who no one wanted the Niners to win a Super Bowl, right? Then he's on our team and he starts making us legitimate. He shut that whole side down, the whole side. So we had a good chance. And then, the COVID happened, and we all know what happened. Injuries happened. And, 2019, we can't call the game. And we know the game, there was some bad calls. There were some bad plays. Helmet didn't happen. There's no defense when you close your eyes and you throw the interception. You weren't even looking, we know, why didn't you run the ball? There's a lot of, Fred Warner, Bosa got held, there's just so many different things. So that was the past. And I don't want to even talk about the 2012 Super Bowl, 2013 Super Bowl with the Ravens, because that one's horrible too. So, but I've been saying it, and I think you guys have been hearing me say it too. If we have $30 million, and there's a chance that we only need to spend $16 million, and we can go after a veteran quarterback, and whatever. Why aren't we sold on the guys that we have in camp right now? Because they've been injured. All of them's been injured. And Sam Darnold sees ghosts. So if we're not sold on the three that we have in camp right now, I know, David, I'm not for going and getting a hippie either. But if that hippie brings me a Super Bowl trophy, I'll look at that Super Bowl colored psychedelic trophy and I'll smile every year because I'll know.
Hey, man.
That
hold up. Has Wolf heard? You haven't heard my spell, have you? I keep saying we don't need a quarterback that eats mushrooms and hangs out in dark closets for 4 days.
With no balls either, man. That guy, I don't know what's going on with him.
But when it comes down to it, the whole Andy Reid scenario. So we have Trey Lance, and the broken ankle, that's not necessarily his fault as it is an unfortunate circumstance. Well, like you said, Kyle, you might be time to pick up the black kitty and pet it. But
or eat it.
but so he could be this quarterback, the piece that's missing. He could be. We don't know for sure if he is or not. Does he have the talent? Does he have the ceiling? Does he have the probability of becoming that quarterback? Yes, he could become that quarterback. It could be there. We need to see the kid hit the field. And with Brock Purdy being out 6 to 8 months, first the media was all reporting, 6 months, he'll be back right at the beginning of the season. They're doing that just to start controversy. Let's be honest here. But that 6 months, does that include him getting in football shape? It's just him being able to use his arm and throw the football. He's not in football shape. He's going to need an additional 3-4 weeks. Mm-hmm. So exactly. Then Kyle's given us time just in case like a little setback happens when he says 6 to 8 months. He's literally playing it safe right there, 4 weeks. So I could see, I'm honestly thinking Brock Purdy could be back anywhere from week 4 to week 6. I'm honestly thinking that's the time frame. That's what I was saying at the start. I was saying if he ends up getting the repair, not the full Tommy Johns, that's the time frame we're looking at. We're not looking at the beginning of the season. We need to stop listening to the media. They're not medical experts. And I've had so many injuries. It's not funny. And it's not like I try. Trust me. No. It's not like I try. No. But I've had some weird injuries. I've been in a boot for 18 months. I had a complete wrist reconstruction. I'm sure you guys can see that shiny scar right there.
Yeah.
That's where they went in. There's more on the side for when they put the pins in and pulled the pins out. Jeez. But that was 18 months. That was no joke. That was 18 months before they would actually release me back to work. But And my mom's she was in the medical field for 35 plus years. I've seen my doctors. I've talked to them about. I'm not a medical expert, but because of my injuries, I do have some knowledge and know where to look. Because there's a couple websites on the internet you can look and do a bunch of research and get educated before you speak, right?
Yep.
So, and that's where my he won't be back till week 4, even if it's best case scenario. That's where that came from.
He shouldn't be, though, is the thing as well.
I don't want to see him push it, end up re-injuring it, and then he's out for the whole season. I don't want to see that.
Exactly.
I mean, we went through 4 QBs last year, and at this point, we know what Aaron Banks and Trent Williams is. I'm hoping that Jake Brindle stays in his last 4 games for him, because those last 4 games he was actually doing pretty good. Also hoping that he puts on a little bit of weight and muscle, gain some strength, because that's what that guy's missing right there. But and then Burford, if he puts on an extra 10, 15 pounds, which he could do this offseason, and shows up all muscly, yoked out, ready to throw some defensive linemen back, this could be a good year. Our right tackle, remember Aaron Banks, got redshirted, 2nd round pick, right? Mm-hmm. Got redshirted. There were a few content creators. I'm not going to name names, but I know I spend a lot of time with one on the internet that called him a bust. Outright said Aaron Banks is a bust. Outright said that. And it's like, how do you feel? I feel like asking him, how do you feel about those videos now? But I won't. I'll refrain. I will refrain, But, that's the Nick Zakel. He played offensive tackle in college. He has the size. He has the wingspan. And, he comes from a small college, kind of an unknown player. So that could be the guy that was redshirted that's going to be taking over the right tackle spot, and I still am convinced that we do not need to use 11 picks. This football team, why do we need 11 rookies? Are we trying to totally revamp our special teams coverage unit? Well, why do we need 11 rookies? We don't. So I think I feel like they're going to trade up, and they're going to take a player they really like to either play tackle or edge.
Sounds like you want quality, not quantity.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Difference makers. We just need a few more.
Like right now, like the Rams. The guys in my name right there. They have 11 picks. They need them. We don't. Yeah.
Couple little spots here and there of quality, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We really need quality. We don't need quantity, and we need to keep our mindset down like that. If we can get these guys at a cheap price that are quality, we don't want to go and buy trash or we're not buying players, but we're not going to the Dollar Tree either. We're going to the draft, and we're not walking out with something that's just going to break 1 minute afterwards. This isn't Trent Baalke 49ers either. So I don't want any cups with ACLs either. I want a soup bowl that holds, milk and soup, So we got to go in smart. And that's why I'm like 11 picks. I don't see us keeping 11 picks. I think we might do something where we trade next year, and get something back for next year, or we trade some of our draft capital this year for players during the draft. I really, really am excited, because I think after the draft, I think the Niners are going to have a lot of money, and I think there's going to be some really good players out there that we can still go after. And I'm not opposed to 1-year deals. If the 1-year deal gets us a Super Bowl this year, then they'll think about it next year, and they'll be like, do I want to come back and maybe win again with the Niners, or do I want to go somewhere else and try to get the bag? I mean, there's only so many times you can get the bag, but there's only so many championships you can win too. So I don't know. If I was playing the game, I'd want as many championships as I could, because I'm pretty sure my championships could get me money in the future. I don't think you can go to the bank, with a Super Bowl trophy and say I want a loan, but I'm pretty sure you can go into like the Pawn Stars, or something like that, and say, hey, what do you think about my Super Bowl ring? I'm not saying pawn your Super Bowl ring either, but you know what I'm saying. I'm sure there's ways that you can make money. But it's all about what you want to. If you want to be on a bad team forever but make $1 billion, then go for it. I mean, you can't take it when you die. So but you want to be happy while you're alive too. So
Yeah. Better to live rich than die rich. Yo.
It's Ryan.
What up, yo?
And
Yo.
he's got morning
What up?
hair. Sweet.
Hey,
No, it's
so
not the shower hair.
they haven't restructured McCaffrey yet, have they?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
no,
That needs
he's
to
one of the
happen.
four-
So you guys are talking about trading up for picks. Now, I'm not saying they
Yeah.
won't, but hold on. How's their track record with things from the third round up? Yeah. How's their track record from like the third round down?
Samuel and Fred Warner. But how many
Okay.
picks we talking about, right?
What I'm
Juwan
saying is
Jennings.
3 guys.
so we don't need all these picks, but we want to find the guys, right? And we're really good with picking. So why not take 2 at some positions instead of moving up into rounds where we don't necessarily hit regularly? Why not just stay where we're at and use our skills to find guys that are where they're at and just work with what we got right now?
Because
Like,
of
I'm okay with
because of what I talked about a while ago. Larry Kruger, I really trust his opinion, former scout, and he's just
so Trey Lance is getting traded.
No, I trust
don't
his
trust
eyes.
that one, huh?
No, I trust his eyes when it comes to his eye for talent, is what I'm talking about. And
Okay.
he talks about this next wave of former rookies, the last year's draft picks that are going to come be difference makers on the 49ers. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what they got. But like we were talking about earlier, there's a
Are you
couple
gonna bank
needs.
on that?
Yeah.
You're gonna bank on that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you just talked about it. The 49ers being able to draft, their skills at drafting. Everybody talked about it, how the 49ers had such a great draft last year. So why wouldn't I bank on it?
Because how many times have they gotten a right tackle knowing that they were going to have to find something to tackle? All they do is draft centers and guards. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about just offensive line. We're talking about all the other positions. Man, they do great.
Yeah. And that's,
Well, what
There's
round did BA go? BA went what, second round?
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk, we got him in the second. And
No,
yeah,
no,
we
he
got
was
him
a
in
late
the
first.
tackle.
He was a first
yeah, yeah.
rounder.
He was a
Moving
late
up from the
first,
second.
mid-20s. I don't remember what pick exactly.
That's why
I
he
think it
has
was
a 5th-year option.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, he was a good pick for first.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, third round picks, we like to save them for running backs. So I don't know what the guy's name is either. And Ryan was talking about it too the other day. The guy that can get around the edge. If we use our third for that, I'd be okay. And then trade all our other picks away. I think
that's the only running back I'd be down
Well,
with to get in the third round. Somebody who can get to the edge.
Outside zone.
Yeah.
So Brian said something earlier about we have our starting right tackle. Are you talking about Colton McKivitz? Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel really good
Number
about
68.
him?
Not really good, but I think he might be the guy.
I don't know, man.
I'm
They got that
still
dude from,
saying we redshirted a guy. We don't know what Zakel has.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to. Him, Jason Poe might get some playing time. Finally see him suit up. But I really want to invest in that right tackle position, man. That's my biggest worry right there.
They got the guy from the Giants too. He might be our right tackle. John Fiancone. I can't say his name.
No, John Feliciano is the guard. Pryor is the tackle.
Okay.
Feliciano's the guard center.
The Mexican fella, Gutierrez.
Alfredo
Gutierrez.
What position does he play? Is he a tackle?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he's a tackle.
Maybe
His
that's our
issue is
guy.
he's just kind of a big lug. You know what I mean? Like his feet aren't that quick. But he's a monster. If he could get, I don't know, if he could get a little better with his hands and a little better with his feet, he might be able to see playing time. But he's just a big lug. He's a
All
massive
right, so
guy.
Wolf, what's your what's your thoughts? You want offensive tackle going first? You want best player available,
Right tackle.
right tackle?
And I don't know who's out there. I have not been able to keep up with, let alone the 49ers, even
Yeah,
more
no
the
worries.
draft picks that are up and available. So I'm not sure, but if there's a really good promising prospect that we can go after at right tackle that doesn't have injury history, ACLs and all that stuff, that would be my train of thought, man. Our issue is keeping quarterbacks healthy, apparently. Not my issue. Well, yeah. You know who I'm talking about, Kyle Shanahan. He can't keep his quarterbacks healthy. He has long developing plays, and just Brock Purdy was scrambling to his left every play. Never felt comfortable to his right. And we really need to lock down and invest on that side of the O line. As well as we need to figure out what we're going to do at left tackle, if we have to groom somebody for next year.
I'm happy with drafting like 3 tackles. And everybody's like, wow. And I'm like, no, because look at this. You draft 3 tackles, right? You got a chance of probably one of them not making it, right? As far as what you like. So then you got 2. If you don't have a right tackle this year that you like, you're going to need somebody for next year. Why not just have him redshirting? And also you got Trent Williams who might be going up. So that's what I'm saying. If you draft 3, keep 2, you can figure out after that year which 2 you want. If they're both good enough to stay, then keep them. If not, go draft 2 more in the draft next year. Pick 2.
So I would say, because another position I think we really need is a tight end, a number 2 tight end, right?
I would pick that over your right tackle.
So maybe we go 2 tight ends, 2 tackles. They kind of work hand in hand as well, right? Quarterback protection as well as run blocking. So you get 2 rookie tackles to compete with each other to be starters. So you get that, right? They both come in at the same time. You're going to get them to sharpen their skills together, as well as 2 tight ends to compete. And the 49ers don't always get the best tight ends. So, you get 2 chances on that position. It seems like
the 49ers, after they got George Kittle, their tight end was like an afterthought. And they're like, well, just get the guy who's good at this one thing. You know what I mean? Instead of making an actual push to get it. So I think if they were to go for 2 of them, you'd have to use like 2 of your top picks. You know what I mean? To actually get something good, unless there's somebody like sleeper, like in the 5th round or 6th round that you think you can, scoop up, which it's a deep class. Who knows? But I don't think that's going to be a thing. So that's why I'm like, if you want to go and get 2 tight ends, I don't know.
I think the key is the 49ers continuing to look at humble schools, right, in lower divisions, because sometimes those schools just come up with great talents, like Colin Kaepernick, George Kittle, of course, Iowa State. Who else? But sometimes the badass guys, the tryhards, they call them, right? They come from those smaller schools. And a lot of times, that hard work is going to supersede just pure talent.
Yep. It's called those guys with big heart.
Come in with the right attitude.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what George Kittle was.
And I think CJ Beathard and Kittle, I think that was a match perfect. I think both of them came in. They both were like working together. They helped build the team chemistry. Everybody knows, we might not think CJ is the best quarterback on the field. I'm not going to argue that. But we know CJ, he was loved by the 49ers. That they wanted to win with CJ, and I got a lot of heart for CJ, and Kittle. So there is a guy in Iowa, another tight end that a lot of people like. I don't know his name, but if I was going to pick the first 3, I would probably go right tackle, edge, and then I'd go kicker. Those are the 3 I'd go. And those are the 3 that, unless I could get that running back, that's the only other one. So Ryan's shaking his head over.
About to put you on a corner on your own show.
Why? What happened?
Kicker, 3rd round. Look, I'm
I
not saying it's necessarily a bad move, because if you're talking about day one starter, but there's things you could do, Bryant. There's things you could do. You could move down around, get another pick to kind of make up for you picking a kicker that early. You could pick him in the 4th round and still use like a 6th round pick to, like, get something else later to make up for that spot. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just that kid at the candy store. I'm like looking and I'm like, oh man, there's only one Snickers left. Do I wait and come back later and it won't be
You
there?
told me there was multiple candy bars that were nice in the convenience store this year.
I would definitely have to look, though. I'd stand there for like 10
You
minutes.
haven't been looking. You told me there was like 3 guys. You haven't been doing the research.
And I have a list. I have a list of kickers right now that I would go to, but I don't know if I'm standing there and it's that moment. I don't know if I'd pull the trigger or not, but I would definitely think about it. Again, I would probably go right tackle, defensive tackle, and then I would think, is best player available right now kicker, or if I could get that running back that could hit the edge, I would go there. But I'm not opposed to it. I'm not. But what do you think, Brian? What would your 3 picks be? 99, 101, and 102. I know we probably asked this before, but it's Sunday morning. We all got our coffee.
I'd probably go edge, tight end, safety.
Edge, tight end, safety. I could do that.
Said I can dig it.
I can dig it.
I think kickers get shunned too much, man. These guys literally decide the outcome of games. They're really important. If you could find a guy who's a difference maker, take him.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not opposed to that.
3rd round pick for a day 1 starter. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at it that way, that is not a bad pick whatsoever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just know that you could do some things to not have to pick them there with that same pick, get capital, and still pick the guy just a little later.
If we pick a kicker in the 3rd round, that dude better have a 99% percentage.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter where it's from.
Exactly. If he's out there looking like Sebastian Janikowski,
he better be good. He better be better than good. He better make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's going to decide the outcome of our games, sometimes, right, in a close game, he decides the end result, and he's out there in college looking like damn Sebastian Janikowski or something like that, then I'm not opposed to taking a kicker early. But
especially if we're going to be a day 1 starter, if they're not going to be a starter, then
what's our new kicker's name? I forget his name from the Panthers.
Zane Gonzalez.
Zane Gonzalez.
Yep, and he's fantastic. I mean, he exploded his groin last year, and he did it so well he didn't get to play all year. So
yeah.
Hey, Tommy, I got a question. How long do we have him on contract for? How old is he?
Oof.
What are we going to do next year?
What are we going to do if he gets hurt?
Oh.
Oh, no. And what's up, Tommy? And I saw he gave me a shout out. What's up, man? I missed all you guys, man. I've been missing you guys. Just, man, the time right now, the time consumption with this job is crazy, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sunday's my only day off.
I'm actually doing a mock draft, and I just took a kicker with the Chad Ryland. Have you looked at him yet, Bryant?
Chad Ryland. No,
Chad Ryland, kicker, Maryland, with the 247 pick. I did a lot of trading and ended up with 8 picks, and I got an A+ for that. So
for the kicker position or the whole draft.
It doesn't tell me what I got for the whole draft.
Okay.
I got a B+ for my offensive tackle. I traded up for at 91 because they were flying off the board during this one.
So Brian,
what Ryan's been saying, sorry, Wolf, but what Ryan's been saying is like, we did a mock draft together a couple times, and I've done a couple ones by myself. When I've taken Moody or a kicker high with the 3rd, I get an F. There was only one time I got like a C-, and I was very happy I got it, but there's been times I went to go draft and he wasn't there either. But yeah, to Ryan's point, if you take a kicker too high, so for you getting a good grade, right on.
How do you feel about Zane Gonzalez? Because you're the one guy I wanted to ask for sure.
I think he's just going to be a
outside of
camp
last
leg.
year when he's on the field and able to be on the field? How do you feel about him?
He's supposed to have good points. He's supposed to be a good kicker, but after
he can
you
stay
get a
healthy.
major injury like that, I don't know if you still have it. And I think with them, the way the deal works out, we traded some picks, like a 5th round next year, and they're paying his contract. So we don't have to pay for him to come into camp or anything like that. He can compete. If he's the better guy, they're gonna keep him because he's free. But if he's not the better guy, then he'll walk in and walk out.
Do you know when
I
he
love Robbie.
tore his ACL or whatever? It was in training camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a groin injury from what I read, but I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't. I couldn't find anything on the extent of the injury, but he didn't play the whole season.
Yeah.
In 2021, he was 17 for 17 inside of 49 yards and 3 for 5, I believe, outside of 50.
Interesting.
So he's a decent kicker, but I just think it's funny that we're getting all these Panther players with Wilkes coming.
Bro.
Inside knowledge.
Yeah.
We started getting him before he even came here.
That's how
he was one of the acquires too. You know what I mean?
That's what you call lining up your chips.
Right? They're having a garage sale down there, a moving sale. I'm not trying to buy new furniture anyways. Let's go just pick up all their stuff. The kids can trash their stuff.
Everything must go.
Mm-hmm. It's all got to fit in this truck.
Dude, I feel I really like that video that came out about Trey Lance and Patrick Mahomes working together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Trey Lance is working on his craft, man. I'm ready to see him play.
Dude, did you see? I've been trying to watch as many videos as possible, and I'm getting coffee and stuff, guys. That's why I turned my camera off. But so he's actually tightened up his throwing motion. He's not. Joe Montana threw a lot of wobbly balls. I don't know why people were even bringing that up when it comes to that. But I've seen some very tight spirals being thrown out on a consistent basis with all the videos I've watched. So he's working on his craft, and that's what we needed him to do. So now he needs to step in during training camp and put all that work into what he's doing on the field, and in situations where he's under pressure and all that stuff, you go into panic mode. A lot of times you'll go back and you'll back to the way you were before, because you're not thinking, you're just acting. So we need to see, I want to see him still using that motion in those situations. And all this is yet to be seen because we got OTAs, we got training camp, which is none of that's NFL games. Then we'll have the 3-game preseason, which I still think we need a 4-game preseason, but
yeah,
and then at that point we're going to see a lot more of them. And of course, the reporters are all going to do what they do. They got to get their clicks, so they'll trash them and do whatever. But either way, the kid's working on his craft.
Yeah,
and just seeing his tighter throwing motion, his quicker release, and those tight spirals, that I was looking at that like, oh boy, the league better watch out.
Who he's working with too. It's not just that he's working on it; it's who he's working with.
Well, Patrick Mahomes, he's a good quarterback, and he's working with Patrick Mahomes' quarterback coach.
Yeah,
so that's like
exactly.
And that guy obviously knows what he's doing because look at Patrick Mahomes.
It's like when they show in the movies when you got an angel on your left shoulder and the little demon on your right shoulder. Right now, Trey Lance has 2 angels, one on each shoulder.
Brian Greasy and Pat Mahomes.
Oh no! Okay, that's the 3rd angel, Brian Greasy. You're right.
Who's the other one?
What's his name? Christian Clark. What's his name? Patrick Mahomes' quarterback coach.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So he's got three angels in the outfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing about Mahomes though is he's a really good quarterback, but he doesn't throw like he throws the way he throws. He doesn't throw
Unconventional.
conventional football. Yeah, I made this point the other day. Like when I was a quarterback, I was told to throw the ball up here, and then hold it right here. But when you get ready to throw it, you bring your arm up here because your ball. But I see these quarterbacks are throwing it like right here and down here, and then like Rich Gannon, he used to throw like all different angles and stuff like that. And you can see Patrick Mahomes, he's doing it. Purdy the other day, not the other day, but a couple weeks, into the season when he was starting, he was throwing it,
Tuesday?
like that. Mahomes do the same thing. So I guess when you just have arm strength or you have mental strength in your arm, you can do certain things. But I think the pass is looking a lot better. But I don't think the pass necessarily, the spiral really matters as much as it matters if the ball gets to where it's supposed to go. Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, these guys all threw ducks, but they won. So I don't know. I think he just has to throw the ball the right way.
I don't think it's a spiral. I think it's more of his feet and where his weight is and all that type of stuff in his whole progression of his throw. Yeah,
his front leg locking up.
It's not just his front. It's the whole thing. It seemed like it seemed like it just wasn't. It's like one of those things. Like, man, you're doing great, but like I used to play basketball and I'd shoot with a forward spin.
What the hell?
Right? Yeah, and I would make it in. But then somebody's like, "No, you got to shoot it with the reverse." And that's when I started sucking. And then you know what I mean? Like because I had to change up my whole style and I wasn't good anymore because it was that radical. Yeah. How was I doing it with the front? Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. So
it was just a lob up with a spin.
Good morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing?
Happy Easter.
Good.
Happy Easter.
How you
doing? Good. How about yourself?
I'm not doing so good today.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
My left arm, I can't move it hardly with my left shoulder arm. So much pain in it.
Have you taken any Advil? Or Bear?
I can't take Advil. I have to take Tylenol. So I took some Tylenol.
Oh. Because I know, like, sometimes your arm goes messed up when you're about to have a stroke. And they say to take Bear.
Yeah. I'm going to the doctor today.
Korey, I was going to say, Korey, you're going to the doctor, right? Because arm pain could be a couple different things.
Yeah. Could be a stroke or stuff like that.
Heart issues. There's a few things it could be. So you are going to the doctor, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't need to lose down.
Yeah, my brother helped me get up out of today.
Thursdays won't be the same.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that doctor's appointment is sooner than later.
That's what I'm hoping too.
You should be in the car right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as soon as you can get there, Korey. Don't worry about your stream tonight. If you're not feeling good, don't worry about that. I'm sure all of us can find something to do, and we just want to make sure you're healthy. But glad you're here on Easter with us, and we got Wolf now, and we were talking. So, is there anything that
Wolf? I missed you.
Hey, likewise, man. It's been rough with the time and stuff, but good to be here on Sunday.
As long as the family's taken care of, everything is good in the world.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm just worried about how it's going to intercede. Like interceding with the podcast and stuff like that is one thing, but once you start cutting into games, I got an issue. So I'm going to have to get time off for the games.
Well, I don't know. You say you travel, 2 hours? If you get that NFL Plus, you know what I'm saying? You might be able to watch most of the game. You know what I do is I put it right by the phone, right where the speedometer is.
Yeah, allegedly.
No, I totally do that.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done that too.
I know how fast I'm going by where my foot is. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need the
and they got
speedometer.
those dashboard stands for the phones and stuff too.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I got Sundays off. Now I'm just gonna tell them, okay, don't schedule me any appointments for 6:00 on this Monday because we're on Monday Night Football. Okay,
Yeah.
this Thursday we're on Thursday Night Football, so don't put me on any 6:00s or anything like that.
And if I get flexed, you better have somebody to cover my shit.
Yeah,
because they're talking about flexing Thursdays.
yeah. To what?
Well, it was up for a vote. I think a couple of them didn't say yes, but they pushed it back also to the next one. So they're gonna
Flexing Thursdays to what?
So flex certain games to Thursday. So last year, Thursday games sucked, and Amazon spent a whole bunch of money. So they're going to change the way football's done now.
Dude, the Thursday game sucked because the NFL players haven't had the proper recovery time. I mean, how are they supposed to go right back out there after playing a few days before that?
Well,
Heaven's sake,
all the matchups were trash to begin with. There's like games that nobody wanted to watch.
And hey, that's going to happen.
I fell asleep. It was a Thursday night stream. I don't remember who was playing, but the game was such trash. I fell asleep, like started snoring on the stream. You know, it's like NFL, you guys got something to fix here.
Hey, Korey, everybody wants you to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Okay. I'm going to check on you in a little bit.
You got a ride coming?
My brother's
taking you
up at 3, 4. My brother.
Oh, he's gonna pick you up at 4?
Yeah.
That's 5 hours away, Korey.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that stays with you in your house?
No.
No.
No, and I got it set up to babysit my sister-in-law at that time. See, I can't just leave because then that leaves my sister-in-law unneeded.
Because if you're not going to the hospital that late, you should at least, have somebody around, and in case something happens, they can call an ambulance or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We ain't trying to have a shitty Easter, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put the purple on for nothing.
Or rest of the year.
But yeah, I'm gonna message you a couple times throughout the day, Korey. You let me know. And
type your address in the private chat just in case too.
I think Bryant's already got the information.
Brian already got that.
Okay, cool.
Hey, did you make Bryant an admin on your StreamYard?
I couldn't find a way to do it.
Okay, maybe I'll try and find a video. Because just in case anything happens, he could jump in there and end a stream if need be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do feel like going live tonight, I'll be there, but there's no pressure. I'd rather you be, comfortable and safe and just relax.
I'd rather see you streaming from the hospital telling us you're good.
Yeah, if you want to do that, Korey, we'd be there for you too. But hey guys, let's go ahead and go ahead and give a roundtable, everybody. Ending thoughts of the morning. We don't always get to say hi to Wolf. Wolf, again, anytime you can come on. I'd love to have you on Sundays. You always have an open invitation to any stream I am on. Definitely appreciate your time, but I want to get you back with your family and get you enjoying your Sunday too. And if any of you guys have anything going on later today, let's hear it. But let's start out with you, Wolf. And, dude, can't say it anymore. Thank you so much for coming.
Dude, man, it's my pleasure, Brian. You were always there for me since the beginning. Anything I can do to help support your channel, I'm going to do. That's part of this job too, man. I know, like with David and everybody, I'm going to be, should be making a lot of money with this job. So if I can't always support with my time, I'll be trying to support financially with the super chats and stuff like that.
No, I don't want your money, man. I want to hear your voice, or see your comment in the chat. That's means more to me than money. But
yeah,
you just
as of right now, just Sundays.
Cool. Yeah, and it's something to think about maybe moving into the future is like I do a Saturday show. It's coffee talk, and then the Sunday's more of like a interview show, like a guest show. You're my guest, and my buddy, and these are my panel guys. But maybe moving into the future when the season comes or something, maybe we could do like a pregame talk for like 30 minutes or something. Just
That's
talk
what I
a
was
couple
thinking.
minutes. But
Yeah.
that's just thoughts. But go ahead, David. What you got going on, man? How's your Easter
Wait,
looking like for today?
I didn't get to say.
Um,
I'm ready to
I'm
barbecue.
sorry. Bring you on, no one
What
can
the
talk.
hell? God damn it.
Everybody tune in for more.
No, well, I just miss you guys, man. I used to love talking to you guys and all that stuff. And, it's good to be with you guys. Good to see you guys. You guys are all in good health and everything right now. Korey, go make sure you're still, in tip-top shape. And glad to see you guys are all still kicking, man. Glad to be with you guys. And I'm ready to barbecue today.
Oh, right
What are you
on.
barbecuing?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna go to the store and grab something. It's too nice outside to not take advantage of it. So
Hell yeah.
you ain't lying. For once, it ain't snowing.
tell me about it. Exactly.
And
I got wind and
so
rain.
I'm busting out my Camaro. I'm determined to get that gas out of it. That's been sitting in it too
Yeah.
long. I will most definitely be barbecuing something, but it's like my kids all grown up and living in Belize. Speaking of, I gotta call her today. See how things are down there.
Yeah.
See if she
And
can tuck you
that's
in her.
pretty much all I got
luggage.
going on.
Hell yeah.
David's
Yeah,
trying to get kidnapped to Belize. Hasn't worked yet,
I
but
will,
he's
I
still
will hide
trying.
in her. I'll hide in her luggage. I don't care.
I heard great things about that place.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. One of the best vacation spots. My aunt went over there. But yeah, man, you can't go wrong with a Camaro and a barbecue on a Sunday
Nope.
afternoon.
No.
What about you, Ryan? What you got going on?
I'm going to try and not hurt myself by sneezing. I broke my rib Monday, right? And then, like, yesterday, I'm sitting in this chair, and all of a sudden I sneeze, and then pop, and then, like, pain again. And I fell out the chair. So, today we're trying not to sneeze.
Yeah,
You know what's really good? You ever
Don't be
pinch the
too
bridge of your nose? You ever
Nah.
pinch the? Okay.
Does that work?
When you feel it coming on, yeah, pinch it really hard, as hard as you got to do it.
Okay.
Sometimes
save
you don't have to
lives with that.
Just go right here.
It's saving lives. Doing God's
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Soon
man.
as soon as you feel any type of tingle, just pinch the hell out of it.
I sneezed, it popped, and I go, and I fall out the chair in pain. Yeah, it was bad, bro. Like, it was like
No.
I died, but was still alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was bad.
Bomber T busting out the Harley. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Bomber T is the guy. So Korey, Tommy, he definitely is in the same mindset. We want you to go as soon as possible. I understand your ride situation, so keep messaging me. I want to keep hearing how you're doing. And then what else you got going on besides hopefully, good news from the doctor? Hopefully they can just give you some medication and you'll be back together.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm still might do my show this evening if it's possible. If they don't keep me, if I'm okay, then I'll do that. Then Thursday, still trying. I want to do Wednesday with
YTC.
YTC, and then Thursday with the 49ers. That's mostly
The
it.
trivia show's fun.
Yep.
Okay.
And I had fun yesterday on Niners Bingo.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
won too.
Yep.
Won a couple
Bro,
times.
so Beto
Hey,
and I
want a
sat
chance.
down
I
and-
want a chance to be in the duck race for. What the heck? I'm pointing the wrong
Yeah,
way.
'cause you want
another version of this flag right here. It's like
Yeah.
I have more rooms in my house. I'll put another one up in another room. I'm okay with that.
You'll have to excuse my friend David. He's dyslexic.
less distic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wolf Beto, Niner Sickness podcast, he does
Yeah.
some trivia sometimes, and
Yep.
the other day he did his what's it called? He did bingo for the first time, and it was a lot of fun. I got into the game a little late, so I didn't jump in, but I stayed in the chat. And the same thing with my wife, but my wife's been winning. She's won like 3 times in a row, or 2 times in a row, and one time. So she's been
Hell
entered
yeah.
into that flag race too, which is a lot of fun. But
David
David
Beto and I
won
were
last
talking.
night.
Beto and I
Yeah.
were talking, and we were trying to make his trivia like go a little faster and a more like streamlined. By the end of it, we were like, "You should just do bingo." He's like, "Dude, that's what I want to do in the first place." So we worked out how he's gonna do bingo. He's like, "Oh, thanks, man." I was like, "Yeah, no problem, bro." I was like, "This is gonna be the best show of the week." You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't love bingo? And I was like, "Bro, you could still drop trivia in the middle of all of it too." You know what I mean? So you could still do your trivia aspect, but people are, boom, it's bingo. It could be more streamlined. You could talk, regularly about things. Like, I think it's gonna be a great. My daughter called me in the middle of it, like right as it
I'm really
started,
excited about trivia.
so I wasn't able to participate because I
I'm
was
really,
watching her play Minecraft.
really, yeah, you got to have the time with the little one, and that, I seen you say that too, and I was like, cool. And my little girl, she read it out. She plays Minecraft, but I like how it is. I think, but if you could put like it in a banner, and the same thing with you, Korey, if you could put your questions in a banner, you could drop it on the bottom. We could read the question and then, see your, but it's just thoughts. But man, I really enjoy the trivia. I like, even when I don't get it right, I like answering in the background and stuff. And to me, that's it. All right. So here's my dad joke, and we'll get out of here, guys. Why can't a rabbit's nose be 12 inches long?
The answer's on the bottom
Because it
of
would
the
be a
screen.
foot.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh,
Why
no.
do seagulls? Why
I
don't
got
seagulls
because they're
fly
not
over the
hungry.
bay?
Oh no. Here we go.
Because
Why
they're
don't
not
seagulls
bagels.
fly over the bay?
Because they be
Huh?
bagels.
Right.
Yeah. Hey Korey, I don't know if you got to see this. Check this out. I got this at the store the other day. Any idea what that is?
It looked like a 49 trivia book.
It's
That's
a
Sega
Joe
Genesis.
Montana.
Genesis.
Yeah, it's a Joe Montana video game from Sega Genesis.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Is Mark Davis in the closet?
Oops.
Tommy, with his fashion sense, I'm not saying he's anywhere close to a closet. Not in, not out. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have the fashion sense.
Who's
You know what I'm
that?
saying?
Yeah, the
Mark Davis. He asked if Mark Davis was in the closet. And I'm like, I don't think he's got enough fashion sense. I don't think the community would claim him.
I showed my lady because she didn't know yet, but I showed her a video of Jimmy Garoppolo showing up to the Raiders facility.
Yeah.
She's like, what the hell? That's the first time she heard about it. And then they made like a little video where from Rush Hour when they open up the curtain and it's all those girls to pick from. And it was Jimmy Garoppolo showing up to the facility and they open up that curtain.
Well, that's what.
And my sister, who's a Raiders fan, she's all, that's me.
Did you hear George Kittle say that that's what it was like when he went to Vegas with went out with Jimmy? Yeah, he said.
But we saw it in the basketball game when they were on the sideline.
He said it was him and Trent Taylor. I think they went to Vegas. And he said Jimmy was like, it was like not Twitch, but Tinder in real life. Like it was like, no, yes, no, yes. And they were like, bro, is this what the NFL's like? And they're like, no, that's not what the NFL, it's on Busted with the Boys. I think it's like, he's like, no, that's not what the NFL's like. That's what Jimmy G's like. That's what his life's like. Not people in the NFL, but Jimmy G.
Yeah, we saw when I know Kittle was there. I forget who else was there. Jimmy Garoppolo was on the sideline at the basketball game, and all the cheerleaders ran up to him and were trying to give him hugs and everything. And they were just ignoring George Kittle and everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, just looking at Jimmy G. But hey, with that, guys, I hope everybody had fun. I hope we can do this again. I hope everybody gets to spend a little bit of time with their family, or someone close, have a good meal together, barbecue something good today, Wolf. I think I'm gonna be doing a ham. It's not gonna be barbecue, but it's gonna go in the oven. And Korey, I'll be messaging you. Yep. And David, man, you got a nice hat. You got a nice hat. You showed Wolf that hat yet?
Oh wow!
Right.
What the hell? Nice.
Yeah, that's the new updated version.
But I just realized Brian's wearing one too.
That's funny. We got to break it out. Yeah, we got the three amigos up at top, and we got Ryan and Korey coming in, and we'll make Cinco Amigos. I'm sure we can do that. So hey, maybe next episode will be Cinco de Mayo. Guys, stay tuned. Look out for that. And real quick before we get off the show, I'm growing in my subscribers. When I hit 100, we're dropping a cup. Not dropping it, but we're giving away a cup, right? Because you don't want to break this. We make cups, and I'll put a cool cup out there when we hit 100. You guys hit me on Twitter or Facebook. Show me that you're subscribed to my channel. Just like that.
Brian, do that one? Holy shit!
I think you should change. I think you should change. Put the Bryant Culp show onto the mug.
Oh wow, that might be cool.
Yeah, the Bryant Culp show, like the late night shows, kind of like that.
Yeah.
The Culp show or the Bryant Culp show?
I think
this might be a little bit of. I like the Bryant Culp show too, but this might be a little bit ambitious, and it's going to be a long time from now. But if I ever hit that 1,000 subscribers, I have an autographed jersey that was donated to my channel for that lucky one.
Just such an occasion.
Just such an occasion.
Who donated it?
Autographed. My wife's aunt. She's a big 49er fan. Shout out to Deanna.
Jerry Rice herself.
I'm gonna get her on the show one day, and we're gonna have like a one-on-one. Maybe we'll bring people in on the panel because she is one of those people you would love to talk to. She's a Niner. She bleeds red and gold, true faithful, and she gets to go to games. She goes preseason games, real games. She does the autographed auctions and stuff. So I think this is actually what this jersey's from, is an autographed auction. It's got the COA on it. It's nice. So stay tuned. Share it with your friends, your family. Let's get up there, and hopefully sooner than later we'll be doing a cup giveaway and then maybe a jersey giveaway. But thanks guys for coming, and man, can't say it anymore. Happy Easter to everyone.
Time to barbecue some rabbits.
Happy Easter.
Or lamb.
Supposed to stew rabbit.
Chickens.
See you later. Nice seeing you again. WolfCast.
Hey, likewise, Korey. Take care of yourself, man. You guys take care. Good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
All right.
Go Niners. F the land.
Go Niners.
See ya. Go Niners.